Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'd like to do a quick check on Divine Masculine's energy, so welcome everybody. Communication, home. This is good already, you know. We will never see each other again. Backwards. This is like a spiritual inside joke. It's like, you know, we will never see each other again. Take that back, or like change that, or flip that. Go backwards. I can see home. I can see, the union and communication, you know, the cards are there. I'll clarify this, you know, quickly, but our DM, and I can tell you for some of them, they can feel too, you know, that you guys are actually done with them and that they wish that they could go back, you know. So let's go on. Light beings. I'm telling you, I've been feeling that energy lately of Divine Masculines definitely awakening to their like divinity being activated, and that, you know, collectively. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised, you know, if we start like hearing like testimonies of Divine Masculines and how they played their parts, you know, in this like, you know, like divine connections or unions that, maybe so, but like relationships that we're living. There is only light. I'm liking this. Nourish. Yeah, I can tell you, I wouldn't even be surprised if these guys like start playing their like spiritual parts basically. And one more. Alignment. Okay. I need one more. Inward revolution. So you can see the energy a little bit. I can tell you they're undergoing like an introspective type of thing here. But I can definitely feel and see this light here. And I can see like a quest at like understanding or like doing the work just to be able to make sense of this thing. And for that to happen, this inward revolution is happening. If nothing, take the word, you know, revolution. I can feel it, I'm telling you. Like collectively, definitely. So let's go on. As to DM's energy. So you can see it, you know, which is why this inward revolution is here. You can see the like mental energy around this connection with you, that of feeling like heartbroken and stressed. And I can tell you why. It's because of this very card here. You know, we keep saying like, you know, it's like literally a mandatory step for this like unions to start happening. Is like your DM regretting, but there are many ways to regret the stuff that you have done, you know. This here, what I see, anybody in general, but this here, what I see is that from this connection, or like the realization of what this connection between you two is, and this is like the divine aspect of things, this guy ends up like heartbroken and stressed over this thing, you know, like pondering and ruminating and like definitely keeping him up at night, you know, because of everything that's been happening. I'm telling you, at this point, this guy here is like, it's harder even for him to make sense of this connection because of everything that he has already been doing, you know, to you. And this here is not like a positive energy, you know. This I'm liking. This is like, you know, this revolution thing here. Let's see. but you can see like a definite change and transformation. Something being hidden. You gotta check this out, people, the way that I read cards, you know. This guy here, he's undergoing somewhat of a transformation or like an awakening. I got to see a card of that kind, and I don't need to look for the other one because it's right here in front of me. I can tell you, no matter what you think or what happens, you know, within the cycle starting, whether you like your mate admits it to you or not, so you know what you gotta do. You know, he's going to be hiding the fact from you, the woman that I am speaking to, or that, you know, her presence would be known before the beginning of the reading, that, you know, the fact that you actually bust up on this guy, in a sense, like, I can tell you two scenarios that I'm like feeling. It's like if it's a soulmate you're going back to, you're putting like sky high type of boundaries, you know, and those things are working on him. Or if it's like a newer, or you going for a karmic, or like a new love or something like this, I can tell you it's like now you know that you don't want to be anybody's chaser anymore. So just like playing this love game, you got your like mental energy in check. This is exactly how this guy, you know, like responds to you, or like keep going forward and like getting closer to his divinity. This here is like, if so, he wouldn't hide it for no reason. And I'm trying to take like a shortcut, you know, to explain this thing, but I hope that you can see the importance of you just like standing your ground and like protecting, defending your boundaries, and not allowing him to do the stuff that he wants. I can tell you here I have like a strong sense of grooming. It's like you grooming him, you know, with your demeanor and your response to him, no matter what he says. And I'm telling you, it'll take some time before he can grant this like line to you. He'll hide it from you, but like from now on he grows around the concept of you. And I hope that you understood what I was trying to say. You give him a reason to grow, you know. You've always been like the prototype to your person. He's always tried to find you in other women, you know. So imagine if this guy like starts actually changing and stuff, you're going to be like, this here is like a muse basically. But she's the real kind of muse. She exists, and she hits this guy here like in such a strong way that this guy is even ashamed to admit it to the person in question, you know. That's exactly what I'm feeling. Do you see this, people? I can tell you I've been feeling this energy lately. I can tell you as to right now, some of you are going to be spending time with your divine masculine, or finding yourselves, you know, in the same place. And this may include an element of distance, you know, but it's like sharing the same space, you know, and the space could be like infinite. It's not about being intimate. It's about sharing space with your person again, and you can see this union. If this guy like shows up, contacts you, I don't know, something of that nature, you don't even have to see each other, but it can very well be like invites you somewhere, but it's going to be just the two of you. Something for just the two of you. It's literally like the rest of the world does not matter. I'm telling you, this guy is not coming like or doing this gesture here for nothing. He's coming because he wants this union with you some more, so you can see it, and I hope that it makes sense, you know. He has a motive behind those things. And you can see this card jumped, and this is my card, you know. The hidden motive is the fact that he wants back into this like union here. And me, when I see the Queen of Cups, is like, girl, your intuition is on point, you know. Yeah, a lot of people are going to come in contact with their twin flames. I can see it here. Some more. You see that? It's because you're freeing yourself like in the right way. The woman I'm speaking to is like, now the detachment thing is like, it's good, you're good to go, you know. And I can tell you, these things here, they come at a price, you know, because before you can come to such a conclusion, to literally like let go and not feel trapped, you know, by this journey or like this experience anymore, that there, it means that, you know, if you can manage to do that in a couple of weeks, and you gotta check this, you know, this guy that helps you get to this type of like conclusions or like state of mind, he matters in your life, you know, whether it be a karmic, a false twin, or a twin flame, but the man matters. I can tell you, if you find yourself being able to like let go of somebody in a very short time, it's probably not a twin flame. And if you've been on this journey for a long time, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. These things, they take time, blood, sweat, and tears, you know, around you, just to be able to come to such conclusion. It's like you meet somebody and then your whole soul just desires this person, and then one day you wake up and you're like, you know, you may be the one for me, but at the end of it all, you know, I got myself, and if you're not suitable to me at this time, well, I guess I'll see you next lifetime type of thing. This here is like pure mental growth, you know. You've freed yourself from like the what you call it, the control that your person had on you, and actually spiritually. So imagine that, you know, and I hope that it makes sense, you know. Feel free to ask me any questions you want. Yeah, I can tell you what I'm feeling is like two different things, you know. First and foremost, for those who have been having a family with their DMs and find themselves like having some kind of like like hindrance, you know, in the form of the karmic between you and your person, I want to tell you, this karmic, they're going to decide to leave, you know, this relationship altogether. Is literally like, you know, this 10 of Cups cannot share space with this karmic, that also, you know, and this 10 of Cups cannot share space with this 8 of Cups. It's like 10 of Cups or nothing type of thing. If you feel like you're like a family unit with your person, the karmic has got to go, people. And for some of you, it's like really the point where you feel like you want to walk away is exactly the same time where you should be rejoicing over this 10 of Cups that's in front of you. And I can tell you something. Part of the true healing is going to be like how this guy like rebuilds his intimacy with you. And it's a little bit more than that. It's like how he can charm you back or something like that. That's like a part of the task or like the stuff that's difficult, you know. And I can tell you how you would know that the path is like free for this thing to be rebuilt. Meaning, if you were upset with him because he cheated, you might be a little bit more open now. If you were disappointed and like you thought you couldn't forgive, and like this guy, he's never going to touch me or like see me again, I can tell you these kind of feelings, you know, they're going to go backwards. And I can see it here. I can see like divine feminine being charmed by their DMs again. and it's something that he's setting in motion. You know, this is his reading. Well, I can tell you his aim, that mental energy that keeps like stressing him out and like making him type of heartbroken. I'm telling you, the karmic is no longer the question. What matters is this 10 of cups here. The guy decided, you know, that he's going to rebuild the fact that he can have access to you and be physically like close to you. That to change this thing here, the fact that you guys would never see each other again, or like be intimate and like flirtatious and like, you know, joyful with each other again, just as if you started this thing. That's exactly what he wants to do, which is why this card home is here. You know, he wants to give you like the initial feeling back. I can see it here. Some more. So I'm sorry, you know, I had to do a little break, but let's go on. Oh, what's going on? When my cards start doing this, you know, then I know something is up, you know, and I've been feeling this thing. I can tell you something, you know, this like karmic energies for him, they're a thing of the past, you know. I can see it here with this Ace of Pentacles in reversed, and I can tell you, you know, you got at a point in time, you gotta grant this guy here what's his, you know, as to this inward revolution, the fact that he's nourishing himself, like, you know, spiritually, that he's trying to be aligned, and that at the end of the day he's a light being just like you, so that he can be granted the light too. I can tell you this like karmic energies is a thing of the past, because if you were to like put him today in this like type of situations where he would have to choose between you or somebody else, or between you and amongst many different people, this guy, he would make the right choice today. I can see it here. If he were given the same type of chance today, there would be absolutely no doubt in his mind. There would be nothing but celebration in his mind, because at the end of the day, he wouldn't fall for the same trap anymore, is exactly what I'm seeing, you know. This guy here, he can pick you amongst all these people. No doubt, not juggling. This karmic thing is a thing of the past, it's a done deal, you know. This guy, he can start feeling you, which is why this Queen of Cups, you know, she flew earlier here, but I need to see her like another time, or to see a card about feelings or sensitivity, because I can tell you, I'm positive this guy here, he can see your light and he can feel you amongst like different cups. It's literally like with his eyes closed, he could like say exactly where you are in a room, because he can feel you. You heard it, you know. He finds himself a little bit weak, you know, around this whole thing, and I can explain to you why. It's because this like inward revolution, it comes at a price too. It's like, you know, it's like definitely that some kind of a revolution, something that's like shaking his ground, his core and his way of thinking, you know. And I can tell you he's left with regrets, and I can see those regrets here. I can see it here, being heartbroken and stressed and things like that. It's because, you know, he understands the depth of this connection now, some more. And I can tell you, he would recognize you with no problem amongst all these people. Lets you know this like despair that I'm feeling or like seeing here is the fact that now the others, he cannot feel them anymore. There's no vibration with anybody else but you. So he's like, yeah, I really missed my train, you know. I was more like worried about everything else when this thing was like in front of me type of situation. I need to see like a feeling or sensitivity type of card. For some of you guys, and this is like really specific, you know, this is where your DM finds himself, and like even more of the reason, there are two things I'm channeling. Something that would even add up to these type of facts here is like some type of negative energy or curse, you know, that this person was under. And you know, not just is he awakening from his own mistakes, but he's also awakening or like fighting this curse, you know, that I can see that made nothing like work, or there was no possibility, and even if he worked at it, this thing, it would always end up bad, you know. So once he woke up from that, he also had like to shake it off for a second, like, you know, I was like twice a fool. I was a fool to this person that I was following on top of my DF, and I was a fool for not recognizing her amongst everybody else, you know, a little bit like that. And some, I can feel it, you know, and I'm telling you, it's like even more the case if your person is a fire sign, or if you are a fire sign. These people here, they're under like somewhat of a spell, you know, for some of them, which is why things are still like moving a little bit slow. But I can tell you something, he's here in divine form, he's seeing the light, and he's undergoing this inward revolution. He will be able to identify this spell soon, therefore, like, you know, break it by, like, he would know how to fight it, you know, spiritually. I'll tell you that much. Some more. You see that, the energy of like being trapped, and because of that, things don't happen, you know, the way that they're supposed to, or at the timing that they're supposed to. Yeah, I need one more card, but I can definitely see like, yeah, there's like this here is specific, and the person that it's speaking to would know exactly what I mean, because they would have felt it too, you know. But there's definitely like a negative energy around some of you guys' DMs, therefore around some of you, and it's coming from a woman who wants to like leave no room for this like thing here to happen, you know. And if that's the case, I can tell you the karmic knows you, and you know about the karmic. It's like you two have some kind of a relationship too, and then you would know. But I can tell you why this is important, you know. It's like spirit is even giving me like 2 lines in a row concerning that. I can definitely see sabotage here, even with the star in reverse. You see that feeling of being trapped. You see the magician here. You see like things not moving in time, things not working, not having strength, you know, not being able to see clear mentally. You gotta see this thing, you know. Some of your DMs are under a curse, people. They're definitely under a curse, but they will free themselves from that, you know, like in the world in 3D. I need one more card. The Tower. And one more. I'll tell you, I know already what's happening. Yeah, do not be scared, you know. This is just a clear-cut explanation as to how your DM is going to like cut this curse, or like this thing that's definitely like stressing him out, and it actually also comes from you. Is like I'm telling you, you are also the reason why he wants to like break this curse at this point, you know. And you see it here, you see the Tower. I can tell you it's because he's in his light energy. This here is the energy that can make you like do spiritual things, and like breaking a curse is nothing. Then if he can tap into it, you see how he's going to like break it or like free himself from it in a very like abrupt or like sudden type of way. He's going to be freed from it like that, you know, because at the end of it, this guy realizes, you know, I don't have my family, I'm not happy, you know. I'm telling you, he's got no more patience. He's seeing that nothing is really working for him. There's nothing of quality in his life. He's seeing that things are not in his favor, and above all, he's seeing that, you know, this union that he wants, which doesn't surprise me when I see the Ten of Cups in reverse too, you know. It's like this guy here, he's claiming his happiness, you know, and check how his happiness is. The Four of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, like a serious offer or like investing himself in something. Temperance, like something that would last forever, and this Ten of Cups here. And what I'm really liking is that sense of like the Knight of Pentacles right here. Like, you know, your DM being finally ready to give you something for a change. I need to clarify him, and then we'll move on. I can tell you the only reason, if so, that this guy doesn't put this whole thing in motion is because he really feels like you have let go of this thing here, and that no matter what he does, you know, you would be defensive, which is why I'm telling you, this guy here, he would understand exactly this concept here, that he has to make you like want him again. One more card. Because he knows he pushed the game like a little too far, you know. And I can see it here with the moon, like the darkness. Yeah. One more. I'm tell you something. It's like, you know, this guy here, the thing that he's hiding, he realizes the dark, or like the darkness that he has put, the dark veil he's put onto this relationship. I can tell you this is how he's feeling, which is why he's feeling bad, which is why he's stressed and feeling trapped by the situation and by the karmic. I hope you heard everything I said. This guy, he would recognize you, you know, amongst like a million people, or actually like billions of people. He would know exactly who you are, you know, which is why some of his decisions, and I can tell you even more if you were like a family unit, or if you already had a union together. This here is what he wants at the end of the day, but he knows that he has messed it up for himself. At this point here, I can tell you, DFs, while you are healing your broken heart, he's the one who feels like broken by this thing here. All I can tell you is like stand your ground. This is how you help him in this inward revolution here. Don't take that away from him. It's like he's doing what he's supposed to, and you cannot be like, oh, I don't like this, or why is he taking more time, why this, why that. He's getting closer, and you gotta let him, you know, like walk his path as well. To like also for him for himself, sorry, like chase away this Three of Cups that he you know, he stabbed his own heart basically. You didn't miss the memo. You got the message when this guy, you know, came into your life. Well, he got the message a little bit later, you know, so imagine the feeling. That's exactly how you feel then. You're loved and you're heartbroken at the same time, because you sabotaged this very thing that was there for you. And if you don't believe me, sorry, check him out here. Let's go on. But I told you I needed like a feeling card here. This guy, he can feel you. It's different now, you know. Stand your ground. I'm telling you, DFs, you know. Stand your ground. I'm not saying like be defensive, because I can see this card here twice, you know, but just stand your ground. keep, you know, having those boundaries. You know, I told you up front, they're the ones that are going to change him. You gotta guide him, you know. Solar plexus chakra. Passion ignites. This here is like pure light, people. And you gotta see this, you know, these whole things here, they're not something that can be explained, you know, with words, or like, you know, is nothing from this world here. Those are like blessings and unexplainable things and things like this. I'll tell you something, this is for you, DFs. This here is for you. Stand your ground and let the universe, or like whatever forces, you know, just do the whole thing for you. And I'll just add a little something, you know, standing your ground does not mean being against the force. If you're with the force, nothing that you would do, even if it's like contacting your DM, would like bother you or seem off, you know, to you. Just go with the flow of things, people. I'm telling you, like this here is like divinely orchestrated, people. New beginnings. And maybe you didn't see this, but when I was having my break, you know, the Fool card was like in this deck here. The Fool card was in this deck here, you know. With this new beginnings, I can definitely feel it, you know, and I saw it earlier too. Let me see if for you can see it here. Definite like new beginnings, even for your person, you know. Definitely this like revolution thing. Heartache and loss yet again. That's the one that he did that to himself, you know, people. That's all I'll say. It's like at a time where you find it, you know, to forgive this guy and to be like feeling much more better about this whole thing, because now you've let go of everything. That's exactly when he starts like feeling the weight of what he has done, you know, and not even to you or like within the lies and things like this. This is not what I'm seeing, but it's more like, you know, what have I done? That was my happiness at the end of the day. What have I done? This guy, he's building himself, people. He's building himself and like trying to find ways to come closer to you. I'll tell you how this here looks like, you know. I'm not surprised when I see this inward revolution and nourish and things like this, and even this alignment. You can see it in some form here. I can tell you it's literally like, you know, getting his money up, focusing on yourself, because he's not worried about the karmics, you know, anymore. And like a little bit here is like placing, you know, his, you say, pawns in the game as to how am I going to get her back, you know. And this guy here, which I really like, people, he's not betting on like pure emotions. He's also like betting on how he can be like in this like masculine energy to you. Because I'll tell you, to a true divine masculine, this 10 of Cups is part of a 10 of Pentacles, actually. It's like he provides for you, or he puts you in a good position, you know. And I can tell you, because I've been having that like sense of like urgency around that. I'll tell you, for some of you, you ask your divine masculine to man up now when it comes to your family, you know. And this guy, he knows it's like the time is right now for that. So step your game up. That's exactly what he's doing. If you were wondering if you're in that case, you know, like the separation is due to your, if the separation is due to your person not like being responsible, I'm telling you, that's like something that he's working at, believe me. And so much so, you see, choose wisely. I see like different ways for anybody to get you back, but you can see how he's like finger is pointed at like the 10 of Cups here. That's exactly what he's aiming for, and I can tell you he's also aiming for this light that I can see here. You are the light, people, period. One more. You see that prosperity begins. One more. But you can see it for yourself. This guy, he will try, I'm telling you what's going to happen. He will try to compensate, you know, the bad part of this journey by like spoiling you and making somewhat of a princess, you know, out of you. This guy is the kind of man who's working. He's working because it brings him something, but he's working because he's got like joy in giving it all to you at the end of the day, pouring it all in this like 10 of cups thing here. And that's how he chose, you know, he's choosing to correct his mistake is by doing instead of making you feel. This like more with actions than with words, you know. One last card. Deception and envy. I cannot take this card for what it is because I don't feel deception here. But I can tell you it's like this guy, he'll hide those things from you. He's going to move a little bit like in secret, you know. One more. He's going to move in secret, people. That's all it is, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, there is like generosity here. I've been trying to tell you, it's like he's just going to move in secret. That's all it is. You will not see. You'll be surprised at a point in time, be like, you know, I'm harsh on him, but at the end of the day it's working. He's going to hide from you the fact that you motivate him, you know, that he's doing all of these things for you, but just check him out. And if you have not spoken in a long time, or if you're like in a family unit that's separated or anything, just like check him out, just like telling you more than like pouring his feelings onto you, but telling you what he has achieved, you know, lately. That's when you know that this guy is on track. So I hope that you heard me, people. He'll tell you about the things that he's done, or like, you know, I've stopped smoking, I'm doing this, I'm working out. I'm like, that's exactly how he's going to do it, you know. The only thing, he's not going to tell you that it's like for you. Sexuality. Yeah, I'm telling you, I could feel it earlier. This guy, he's trying to come back like closer to you, and did not tell you, like, that's what he's hiding. Those are the things that he's hiding for the moment, that at the end of the day he put a hole, you know, in his own soul, basically. Here it is, you know. You remember the energy from earlier and the sleepless nights, and like there is another 3 of cups here. They came in like each deck, basically, almost, that I used. But anyway, the energy is here, you know, you can see it. He did it to himself, people, and now he realizes that. And I've had that energy not too long ago, meaning this guy, like, he has what you call it, like cycles, you know, where he feels the pain. But I can tell you this time here it's different, you know, because you know he can only go through that pain for so long, or actually come out of it, just like, you know, like to hide his feeling for so long, then they will come back. It's because he knows at a point in time he's going to have to deal with that, you know. So I can tell you something, you know, these karmics, they helped your person, you know, heal his sexuality, whether you can see it or not. I can tell you now he wants to heal the intimacy between you and him, and he's doing that in secret, people. He's hiding the fact that you are his motivation, and that he's like completely heartbroken from this thing, because at the end of the day he put a hole in his soul and in your soul. You can see it here. One more. Home, people, you know, he wants to go home to you, and you should see this card here. I'm not even touching it, you know, I didn't touch anything. That's like from my Cancer reading, you know, and I just didn't shuffle the cards And it says it's here, I have the perfect living space, but I see more that idea or that picture of home. You can see it, it was right there in front of me. So one more. But that idea that you feel home to your person, that there is also like coming back, you know. You see that? Definitely his muse, people. Ain't no need to, I'm done with this deck. You're his muse, you're his reason for everything, but that there is like the thing, even when things go perfect between you guys, this guy, he will have a problem admitting that to you for some time. But I can tell you this here is like almost like a touching type of energy. Like, you know, I'm just embarrassed to tell you how much you motivate me, what you do to me, how much, you know, you change and rock my world type of thing. It's all that it is, people. Some more. You see that divine masculine. I'm telling you, like, this guy's now, there's something that has changed, you know, when it comes to the DM's energy. I can feel that too for the moment. I can feel something in the air. It's like, you guys, you know, it's like a little bit hard for me to sleep at the moment, and I know that this energy is not from me. I'm sharing something that's a little personal, but I find myself at the moment at times like being extremely tired, and at times being just like a damn, what you call it, like Duracell battery, people. It is crazy. I can feel it, you know, in the air. Let your light shine. Yet again, that energy of like light, you know. Soul love. Yeah, that's the kind that he's hiding from you. I'll tell you that, you know. This here is like the first time that I want to channel it a little bit like different than like the divine feminine or like union or twin flame thing. This here, this is the type of love that feels like, you know, literally like Jesus to a child type of love, you know, from George Michael, if anybody knows that song. That's that type of love, you know. He feels like the pureness, you know, of your love, basically. That's the revelation he's got. I can feel it here. It's like I don't know how to explain this. The type of love that you give him, it gives him the feeling to be bathed, you know, in like pure light, basically. Ask your soul. I need one last card and that's it, because I know where this is going. Insights. You know what I'm channeling is really crazy, you know. Just take it for what it is, please, because mind you, I'm also like on this journey. For him, it's even more than like feeling. I can tell you, for him, it's just like, you know, knowing. Because there is another card that's like closer to the concept that I wanted. It's not even about sensitivity for him. It's like he asks his soul, and he knows. This is not he feels. This is like he knows, people. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm feeling like within myself. The guy knows. One last card. Visualize. Yeah, he knows, people. I can't say feeling, you know, maybe I should, but whatever it is, the guy, he knows. Is like something that he's sure of, that he's like certain of. He can picture this thing, he can see this thing. the guy just knows for some reason, you know. And I'll leave it at that, because this reading is like really, like, I'm telling you, energetically things are getting like so charged, you have no idea. Just remember that I can see, you know, communications, you know, coming for some of you when it comes to being like home or going into union with your person. Some are going to claim their families back. This guy is like undergoing an inward revolution. I can tell you, if he cannot feel it, somehow this guy, he knows it, you know, which is why I'm telling you, at a point in time, which is what I would want, you know, is like to know the mind of our divine masculines and how they have lived, you know, this whole journey, because I can tell you it's not the way that you have lived it. You like trapped in feelings, he's like freed from just knowing, people. That's all I'll tell you. And again, the fact that you have become amused to this person here, you know, the fact that maybe you should try to have some compassion within you, because at the end of the day, you know, maybe you had your fair share of suffering, but this guy, he's going through this type of things too. I need like one more. Meditation. Yeah, which goes, I'm sorry people, I'm trying to make sense of this reading as much as I can, which is the same idea of like inward revolution. Sorry, he's not completely there yet, but I can tell you this guy, he's getting closer and closer. And I'm not even talking about you, I'm talking about getting closer to this place here, you know, where he believes, where he believes, where he's there, you know, where he's like in tune with his soul, where he knows he's a divine masculine and he's that in that energy of pure light, you know, like the point where he can see this thing for what it is, that he like takes the time to go like inward. You can see it here, and like just stops for a second to meditate on things and things like that, instead of being like a raw king of wands, you know, like, you know, reckless and going like a little bit like aimlessly about things, being like too, what you call it, like impulsive and things like this. He's taking time, you know, to concentrate a little bit the fire in another form, and you can see this form is in the form of light, you know, pure light, people. And definitely like based on like some kind of love, and definitely some kind of a soul aspect too. So I hope that it makes sense to you. That's what he wants to say for the moment, so we gotta go for this. But I'm telling you, these here are good energies. So I hope that you heard everything that I have to say. I'm going to come back because I can tell you this reading here is not over. Matter of fact, I know that, you know, because it's like, you know, he's like going through something, but he'll come out of that sometime soon. You see that, people, the energy is gaining momentum. I can feel it. I can feel it. A time to give rather than take. I told you before, this guy, he's ready to give to you, like to up his pentacle situation, however he could, just to be able to give something to you and to be generous to you. I told you before, to make money, you know, just to be able to spoil you and things like this. I know that's what he has in mind, you know, and you're very close to achieving your goal, mind you. That is his reading, you know, so he's working at something, and I told you that too. Emotions are running high, I know that too, I can see it here too, which is why these energies, they're also like, you know, moving and like running high too. That's what it is, you know. That's all it is, people. So you heard it. That was the reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and I shall see you soon. Bye bye.